So you bought the frame here?
Bought the frame, rear end, and a bunch of the parts here in '97. Didn't know the first thing about it, so I said, "Do you guys know anybody else that bought one of these frames?" So they put me in touch with another builder, and I went and met him, and he's the one that told me to buy the Pinto rear end and the Survey car rear end, and he would take them in and get them welded together, put the pieces together, so be able to run up to 70 miles an hour.
Why don't we go inside and see how that trike's coming along?
Well, when Tom Leary suggested I build a jack shaft, I didn't even know what that was. Basically, he explained a way just to get the gear ratio up to where it was usable. We came up with the idea of using a swing arm off the soft tail, which gave us the rear axle adjusters, and just used a few pieces of straight metal to strengthen it all up. It's a front axle with a hub off of a dual disc setup, and we had these sprockets made to line up to the 5-hole pattern on the dual disc setup. We also decided to add the 11-inch rotor and caliper back here to stop it at the chain. I spent the first couple of years just acquiring the parts and mocking it up in my basement until I got it to a point where we took it up to Darren Hughes at Hughes & Sons, who helped me with a lot of the welding, did all the welding actually for the finger brackets, and got the paint done on the front fenders and tanks, just a big help. And then I went back to my house and my shed where I worked on it. So I started getting over my head, and I called Gary at Fog Hollow. Well, Gary came, looked at it, said first thing we gotta do is take it back to Fog Hollow where we can work on it. One of the first things Gary suggested we do is get rid of the old rubber lines I had bought. He said, a lot happier if you run stainless. So once we ran the stainless lines on the oil, we decided to run it stainless everything with the clutch cables, wheel cable, and everything being stainless. A lot of the other ideas that made this bike really unique and cool are things that Gary Meyer at Fog Hollow suggested. Running the wiring in the handlebars, and things he showed me I had no idea about, like how to adjust the clutch. And so I owe a lot of gratitude to a lot of people on Tom Leary, Gary Meyer, the whole Ames Fog Hollow staff up there. It's been great. And the bike's come a lot further than I ever thought it would when I first started. It's just really turning out nice. The emblem on the tanks was something I got from my dad's old race bike when he raced. He always had this on his toolboxes and his helmet and his tank, so I thought it'd be a good idea to bring that back and adorn my bike with his old logo. That's kind of the custom rod in a nutshell.